Okay, back again. It's been a while, and we're having some fun today. So, this is Lord Chardith, my third pull. First pull I hit the record button on, so that worked out. And you can see here I got the Bard, Stat Cleric, all epic. Uh, Pulling this thing. I also have a Neck with me, but he's not packed healing. It's just there for damage, just to kind of make this go a little faster. And you see, tripping me up too. Luckily, he's responsive. Uh, but yeah, so this is my first attempt with it. Honestly, I haven't rehabbed any of these guys since like the epics and 50 got put in. So like I'm still running with like 440-ish char on this guy and all of them. And yeah, I got like 600 CMs, but they're all where they were like weeks ago. Just been helping people with epics basically. But yeah, that's a great belt buckle on that guy. Look at that. But yeah, so first pull, you saw there how the cleric got aggro even when I went over to grab him. First one I went right from this side of the pool, called him over. Enough heals landed like while he was walking over where I just could not peel it in like 2 quads and all my abilities loaded. I couldn't peel it off of not there. And like he just went down. Second pull, I had one of the clerics pointing at the other cleric, so this was the first like real pull test. So what I'm doing is like a test to see if I could solo this guy, if I had like 30 minutes to just beat on him with just the bard. Unfortunately, this other bard saw what I was doing. I guess he was in the area, came down. Actually, he was doing what I was doing. He was looking for Twizzlewick upstairs, so he must have spotted me and come down to help. But yeah, the only heals are those two and me on my bard with 3750 hit points, something like that. So I don't have a wear for him. I don't have any good gear. Like I got a couple hit point pieces, but I didn't rehab to like get extra tanky with this guy. So this is like fairly normal setup. Like dex, mostly agility really. So dex, agility, stamina, 3700 hit points. You can get much higher than that. So, but yeah, and less than 200 AR. So his like big nuke there for like 1400. That's an AR hit, I believe. And yeah, I only have 200. Most of that's thanks to the bard buff. But yeah, it turned out really well right off the bat. So I was actually in upstairs like the other guy, just looking around for Twizzlewig, and I was running around for 20 minutes. It wasn't spawning, so I think the zone was kind of messed up. We actually despawned the zone later by everybody logging out and came back and Twizzlewig started popping again. So this guy was here for like, the LC was somebody else's spawn that somebody spotted hours ago, so he was just up for hours. So I don't know if they despawn in 15 minutes anymore and this was just a glitch, or if they're like left up. And it did have loot at the end, so it was someone's real like first spawn. So I hope they did keep him up, because if you spawn one with loot, at least just keep it up until someone takes it down to like not waste the loot. I actually kind of disagree with that loot policy. But yeah, so 2 stat clerics, they have their epics. The bard has his epic to POW them. Seems to be enough even without paying attention to AR or anything. So yeah, the reason they're on the wall, most people have probably done this if you don't want the epics. They're on the wall to avoid the like gigantic AoE that he has. I actually did this earlier with a ranger in group and a resist cleric. And both of those would have probably put anybody close to like 300 with any kind of AR gear at all. So, at least 250 or something. And my bard tick was not quite enough to keep them alive. So you needed, a tick or something thrown on them here and there outside of me. So you can see why, like, the AoE may just be a touch much without people gearing up for it. And frankly, the gear drops on the server have been, it's hard to get a set of AR for even like a melee who might be preparing for stuff. And that's probably why they killed the CR AoE on the other mob. I wish they just turned it down a little and kept the para CR like AoE, because I think it was like 1500, which, I get it. If you don't have a CR suit and it's hard to farm a CR suit at the moment, it can get tough. So that was a little worse than I expected, I think. But yeah, so they're on the wall right now because the wall like is actually further out than where you can walk, so they're kind of like invisible to him and behind a wall. Unfortunately, that's blocking my POW spells to the clerics, so they're dodging the AoE by being behind a fake wall, but they're also dodging my POW stuff. That's why you see me run into the wall to POW them and then run out. And I'm kind of figuring out in real time here, like it seems like the power groove stuff hits them when it drops, not on when you cast. So, you know, a lot of like single target spells and stuff, it's when you cast and then you can get back behind cover and get out of the way and it'll land on them. This seems to be the other way, so I'm kind of just like nervous and staying there the entire cast time just to make sure it lands, and I'm still missing them. But yeah, you'll see me get a little low, but for 3,700 hit points and not much resist and not much AC or anything, it's, you know. That's another thing at the moment with the AC, how it is, you know. It's hard to differentiate between like setting a mob up for like a bard versus a tank. Like the AC difference isn't going to make enough of an impact to do it there. So the only thing you have left really is hit points, and the direct damage isn't enough to make a difference with hit points, obviously. Yeah, it's kind of cool, kind of fun. See me get stuck a couple times. And yeah, if I had twice this amount of time, so like 30 minutes or something without the bard, without the neck pet, I may be able to actually solo it with the 3 tunes. Oh, 3 tunes. Someone's going to give me crap about having the 3 tunes. I am triple boxing now. I use my ranger to raise the other cleric, which is always the plan. And then I use these as kind of a little heal team now. I do agree with Lard had a little post of like, you know, things get laggy and there's over like 200 players on. You know, don't log in 3 tunes. That's just, you know, don't be a dick. So I try and stick to that. If someone needs help with epics, I'll still do it every once in a while, just like get them through an epic. But like for the most part, I'll wait till the server's less than 200 tunes before I log in something like this. And try to, you know, single box, but really you got to dual box for most everything in this game. So I'll still, you know, dual box when things get a little laggy. And yeah, I've been experimenting lately with the I just bought the human Stam Whiz buff, and I'm kind of working into the rotation, but it lasts forever, so I'm overcasting it right now. I'm also working in the AC debuff just because I seem to have the POW to do it. Once I got the epics, I have just POW sitting around to do nothing, so I'm throwing the AC debuff as often as I can to see if it does anything. And I can't tell. Yeah. Yeah, and the AoE thing though, it kind of sucks because Para actually had like I think a range 20 CR AoE, which is kind of cool. Of like, okay, if CR was available, melees could put up with it, but it's not. So you're getting hit with 1500 every like 15 seconds or something, and it's hard to dodge and run in and out of that distance, like a 20 distance every like 20 seconds. You're gonna get tagged with it often, right? So even with the resist cleric, getting your stuff up that high. Yeah, so I can understand that sucks, but it's only range 20, so at least like the healers and whizzies and stuff are out of range. So I'm not sure why they didn't just like lessen it or whatever rather than take it out. This guy though, it was set up to be range 30, right? And worse than that though. So okay, that's fine. So everybody has to do line of sight. We've done that before in other mobs. So you just get behind a, not a wall as it is like this, but around a corner. And I know the corners are a little fuzzy or, overextended at the moment too. It's a little messy. But you'd have a line of sight around the corner to the tank, and then the tank has a line of sight on the mob. AoE comes from the mob, and it wouldn't hit the clerics, right? So this one was set up for at least, I think, the first half of the battle or something, where the AoE hits the person and AoE's from the tank, right? Which makes it so, basically, the clerics have to bob in and out of cover, which, okay, you're still getting hit, and you're going to want AR gear, and you're going to have to individually play clerics, which, finding people that individually play clerics is tough. Right? There's only a handful on the server, I think, where I saw single boxing a cleric all the way up in the last 6 months that I've been playing. Right? Like Steven, and there's like I can name them, right? There's not many. So that might be asking a little much. But, it's something to play with. We're still in testing. This is kind of cool. it does kind of suck, kind of that we're not testing it. We're just hiding behind an invisible wall. Yeah, you can see me get a little low. Like when I'm healing tanks, the lowest they ever get is like that, like half damage, right? But usually they'll just get like maybe 2 bulbs down at the worst when they get unresisted. Whereas my low hit point ass is getting taken down to like 1 bulb here and there. But still, not enough to like not have me do this. But again, I'm doing this just to see if I could do it and just to test it out. I'm not, Well, I can't. Oh, that's another thing. You can't farm these guys, which I disagree with that decision. Or at least the way it's implemented, right? So I actually went down with the guild today. Everybody had these spawns saved up. I think we killed 12 in a row, which is like 15 minutes. 12 of them, 15 minutes apart. So you're there for like 3 or 4 hours, right? Killing them with like 3 groups of people, and the entire time, all that dropped was garbage, right? There's the warrior gloves are actually decent, and the shield is decent. It's okay, but everything else is kind of trash, right? So you're sitting there with 3 groups of people killing the same thing over and over again with a 15-minute wait, and all the gear drops are trash. And then the couple things that are really, really nice, like the cape. We dropped the cape a couple days ago when I was just helping a different guild out, and they dropped 1 before. I've killed somewhere in the neighborhood of like, I'd say like 40, 50 of combined this guy and Para over the last several weeks, and I only seen 1 cape drop, and I think my whole guild has seen 1 cape. So these things are like on the order of like maybe 1 in 100, maybe 1 in 50, and it's a no trade lore, and nobody knows the stats, right? So it's like, by the way, the stats I hear, because I never seen it myself, I hear the stats are like for this guy's cape, it's like 5 pot, 75 POW, 20 AR, and some minor stuff, right? So that makes it 75 POW and 5 pot makes it 75 POW and 1 pot, and it's the best pot item in the slot. And it's a no trade lore, 1 in 100 drop on something you can't farm. So that's just kind of like, okay, you just made something impossible for the 2 tunes that like really want it. And it's a no graphic cape, so most casters aren't going to want it, and it's a best pot item. I want it because if you look at my cleric, I don't even wear a robe on him because gnomes and plate look amazing, right? And I hate covering up that with a robe. I'm only doing it now because my build's still a little weak with low CM, so I need the pot on the one dude doing the tick. So, yeah. So as far as I know, I've only heard of 2 of these things dropping. There's probably only like 5 on the whole server, maybe. After weeks of like pent up, like everybody's running through epics, like the entire server's running through epics on all their alts, everybody that they've leveled over the past few years, right? So this is like as many as you're going to ever get in these 2-week period, and you can't drop the thing. And then when you do drop the thing, no one knows what it is, and it's no trade lore. So likely the people that did get it, like, so when we dropped it, it was the other kind of like bigger guild on the server that's not us, right? So the 2 like biggest guilds, we only saw the para drop, right, which is the opposite, which is like 5 hot, 75 POW. I mean 75 hit points. So we're like, okay, that's a tank robe, you want to save that for a tank, give them the most hit points possible. So when this one dropped, only the tanks rolled basically, picked it up, and they're never going to use it. So that no trade lore like amazing item is gone. So maybe 5 on the server if we're lucky. It's probably more like 3 or 4, and probably all of them are on tunes that are never going to equip it. So you made it, again, the drops, you made it like just too impossible. You made it just like depressingly rare versus like cool stuff. So my unsolicited opinion on stuff while you watch me almost die to this guy 100 times. But yeah, all in all, it's still a good fight. It's still a good mob. It's one of the harder mobs on the server at the moment. It's cool. I enjoy it. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one.